Set number 2 for the evening will be Jabari himself against Canni. Probably butchering that. Get used to that too.
I think that's a pretty decent pronunciation. I believe he's Russian.
Fair enough. We do have the Civ draft and the map selections up here for you. Canni will have the Monkey Lanes map for his home map. Jabari with Monkey Arena. No surprises there. This draft also not very surprising. We have Bohemians, Turks, Britons, and Teutons. Teutons being the only surprising pick for Jabari here. And then Canni has Sicilians, Spanish, Huns, and Celts to choose from. Weber saying that guy was in his clan, he's on vacation, so yeah, he won't play. Well, thank you, Weber. Do appreciate it. But yeah, kind of zero tolerance to leave the official Discord for the tournament. So I wish him a happy vacation, and sorry he can't make it. But, Jabari, shall we?
Let's do it. And yeah, I will say I didn't cast my games in the previous bracket, but like I estimate my chances of winning this one or even going a few rounds to be just like infinitesimal. So let's just have some fun with it and I'll cast my own games, you know?
Indeed. I'm at 5 seconds when you're ready.
Count it down.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yep. And before we start, man, I have some kind introductory words to say about Canni. If he's to be believed, and I have no reason to doubt him, he played his first game of Age of Empires less than 6 months ago. He did also say that way back in the day, he was like a Warcraft 3 pro. And I don't know, man. Some of these players who climb the ELO ladders and like become skilled so quickly just absolutely blow me away, man. Like you and I were probably both approaching, if not around 5,000 total hours of Age of Empires 2 between the different versions and watching pro games and stuff. And I don't know, it just blows me away that people can compete with us like after just a few months of being introduced to the game.
I mean, if you count hours watched alone, I mean, I'm well over 5,000 hours. So, yeah, no, it's not an easy game to learn, that's for sure. But, I mean, if he is 6 months in and fresh, coming from a background of esports, though, and having the hotkey situation be like a second nature to someone like that, it makes it a lot easier, I think, for someone to jump into a game like this and go with it. Just look at what's happening in the pro scene for Age of Empires 4. You know, a lot of StarCraft 2 players and other various players from different games exceeding at a high level.
Yeah, I do also wonder if we've like handicapped ourselves by playing casually for so long. You know, like the whole perfect practice makes perfect and bad habits are hard to change things might be very true. You know, like people who are new to the game, they might look up and immediately implement the best practices. Whereas, you know, for people like us, we often will do things that we know are suboptimal for years just for the hell of it.
Yeah, for sure. The ELO difference, guys, Jabari's like a 1550 player, and I'm trying to find Shell.
Canni was like 1490 around the time.
1475 is what I have on sign up. So.
But he said it was his first game played in months, and his fingers were cold. It's also worth noting we're playing both with over 200 ping here. It was hard to find. I mean, there were servers that were faster for both of us, but Australia at around 200 ping was the most fair.
Yeah, that's always rough when there's a lot of ping. But honestly, I feel like even with ping nowadays, it's very playable compared to like HD days. So still not the fun gameplay you have every day.
It was a throwback to the HD days for sure. To have to essentially request actions like what feels like a full second before they happen.
Yeah, I like this though. It's gonna mix things up. We have a barracks already coming down here for Canni, but this villager is heavily exposed, and the monkey for Jabari. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. Forward.
I knew he had never played with the monkey before, but Same as with every other game in this tournament, man. I'll show my opponents the utmost respect and play my hardest. And Monkey wrecked him, bro. I will also note they recently added the ability to shift queue military units. So even with the 200 lag, there was like zero downtime between the monkey attacking the wall, attacking the villain, running away, because those are now shift queuable actions.
GG? Really?
Oh, Canny is from Australia?
He's
Okay, I
asking
have.
you. Ados is asking
Oh,
you.
so I don't want to like dox him or anything, but he sent me a screenshot of his pings, and his game is using the Cyrillic alphabet. So he's like either Russian or Mongolian or something like that. And his time zone was GMT. Well, he was 13 hours off of me, which I know is the China time zone. So I guess maybe he's in Eastern Russia. And given his pings, I guess he's in Eastern Russia.
Possibly,
Yeah.
possibly. I'm playing, but it's over. Jabari says thank you. I have
I
one
appreciate
Vil.
it, man.
One Vil doesn't mean that it's over, though.
Losing that Vil was the difference between him being able to drush and not. Which is a big deal. It's not a proper GG, but between the tournament games and the practice games, when people lose like their 10th villager to the monkey, almost everybody seems to think to call GG.
Fair enough, fair enough. Too strong, yeah. I mean, the monkey is very strong with melee. This is true. But it makes it for a very interesting early game. Sorry, Walling, no surprise. Bohemians, no surprise either if you guys missed out on the last bracket. Bohemians on Arabia every set at this point.
I also did the same Bohemian strats in my show match versus Geo long before the Banano game started.
That's true, but that was also like 150 elo before you got good.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, but at this point, I'm obviously riding this Bohemians Arabia strat to the grave, man. I have had more success with it by a wide margin than any other strat.
I know it's solid for sure. I mean, I even played it on Four Lakes last night. But
Yep.
we'll see what happens here. Canni is going to opt not to do his drush. Instead, he'll just have his building up here. So, can't say it's the end of the world for him there or anything. My mouse is malfunctioning. Thank you, mouse. But, sorry, full walls. What we expect from him at this point.
Indeed. And I mean, it's just observational. Like, this is the only strat that I've been able to win rune stones at 1500 plus elo with. Plus, I had success with this in the lower bracket. To deviate from this strat at this point, I think would just be detrimental to my win chances, you know?
Well, possibly. I mean, we have seen you play other civs here, obviously, in this tournament, being best of threes and best of fives, and it hasn't been the end of the world for you, so we'll see what happens, though. Barracks on its way up, walled almost fully.
It is full.
There's a hole. It is not.
There's no hole. Look close.
Oh, there's a weird
Yeah.
tree on a hill.
Yeah.
Deceptive. Fully
Indeed,
walled. Stable switch here now coming in. Yeah, I mean, it's not that terrible, but walls already being up, that's going to be a bit rough. But his farming eco should be decent, so.
Yep, I mean, for someone who's been playing for 6 months, to have a drush build and then adapt it on the fly into a scouts build, also while losing a vil, I mean, it's impressive, but at the end of the day, stone walls counter everything, man. That's what I say.
Yeah, it's always entertaining to me, your little stone gate move as well. Not a fan of the palisade gates.
They're the absolute worst, man. They're so weak. And yeah, full palisade and dark age, slap a stone gate on it and feudal when you need to go out. It's just perfect, man.
Stone walls will keep scouts out forever. And looks like you're going to stonewall pretty much everything except for maybe this house over here at the moment. But I doubt he's going to find his way there. And there is no hole. We have established this tree is actually blocking it, dude. So
Yep.
full wall, full stone walls coming in. The strat. Jabari howls pretty badly right now, it looks like. Or will be. Rushing down a house.
Yep. And yeah, with Yo-Yo in chat and talking about players who are new with very high levels, you heard it here first, man. Yo-Yo will hit 2K Elo. Give him like a year and a half, bro. That's my prediction.
Bold prediction there, sir.
Yeah.
Lots of people trying to get up into the higher elos. 2K is obviously very difficult to achieve.
Yeah, well, I've played against him. I've seen the way that he like looks up builds, looks up best techniques and tries to implement them. He's like very directly and actively trying to get better. He's young. He's got the fire. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm already exhausted at this level, and I expect that he will be beating me handily in a year, if not much sooner.
Fair enough. Archer numbers are out here and on their way forward. And I don't believe that Canni has actually seen this at all yet. So he will be kind of surprised. Let's take a quick look at his scouting.
And I will say, another one of the reasons I dig this Bohemian strat is that as a newer Civ, like, some players just literally don't know what they do. Like, even some high-rated players think that they're a cavalry Civ. Like, there's just so many Civs in the game right now that the unknown factor of newer Civs is a very real thing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Castle Age click for Canni, but his villagers will be oh so exposed, and there are 8 archers here with fletching, and they are on the wrong side of bad here. Villagers are going to go down pretty quickly. 4, 5 vills, there comes the victory. I assume there was a GG mix in there earlier. Or maybe
he was very
after.
polite and everything. If there's no GG, it's just because he resigned before saying it.
Indeed. Game 1 goes to Jabari. And we'll see what happens. Yo-Yo Dude talking to the smack, Jabari.
I believe him. He's like... I mean, anybody who's new to the game and comes in, like, trying to figure stuff out, rather than being casual and, like, trying to convert to serious, like, a player who looks up builds, who looks up proper micro techniques, who, like, actually tries to think about the game competitively, I would expect to surpass me. And, bro, this is, like, a global gaming community. Some of these people are the best of the best. Yo-Yo Dude's he's got some talent, dude. Like, yeah. What I have on him is experience, nothing else.
Well, we'll give him some time, see what he ends up with. But game 2 will be on Monkey Plains, Canni's home map. He has Spanish, Huns, and Celts remaining. Jabari with Turks, Britons, and Teutons.
Yeah.
We're going to load into game number 2 here. It will get you guys right into the action.
Yeah, and I will say, man, Teutons, I mean, I had the 3 civs I was going to play on my map. My 4th civ draft pick was literally just for confusion, you know? Like, I had no intention of playing my 4th pick civ no matter what, if you're curious why I picked Teutons.
Fair enough. I mean, nothing wrong with the Teutons in my book, but I am ready at 5 seconds when you are.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go. Huns, an interesting choice here. Not one that I would have anticipated, to be honest. But no need to build houses. Food will be rather close and early on. It could be interesting to see what he goes for here. Sorry,
I mean,
no surprises.
This plays out like an Arabia-like map, and Huns is considered a high-tier pick for Arabia, so I think Huns makes sense here. It's actually kind of random, the fact that, like, Lithuanians and Britons have just been chosen as favorite civs for this map for some reason.
I think Britons makes a lot of sense here, to be honest. I really do. I think
the thinness of the lane has been overstated, I think. I feel like the Arabia tier list might just translate completely directly here.
And it could. It just depends on how it's played. I once saw someone play Goths on this map who never plays Goths anymore. So it's interesting to say the very least.
Yeah.
A weird generation here, actually. I may have to have Hitch check this one out. These small wood lines, there should be a few more here for Canni near his base.
Yeah.
He's
I have
very
one that
open.
looked. I think it was versus Captain Thomas. I was in the same situation as Canny finds himself here.
I think you are correct, yeah.
Yeah, this should be looked into indeed.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a rough one there, but I haven't seen him around tonight, so we'll have to ping him later. Nonetheless, he will have plenty of wood. It's not as if this is a terrible situation. He still could wall in the front of this base. Yo-Yo Dude talking Man-at-Arms, Trush, and Yo-Yo Dude, I believe, is in this bracket, if I'm not mistaken, so we might see him go that direction. And I
Yep,
believe he will be with Bulgarians.
Yep, since the start of this Banano tournament, Yo-Yo Dude has started streaming, so he needs to give his many fans over in his stream something to watch, playing the Open Division versus the 2K players.
Yes, and that's a very nice segue. If you guys do want to stream your point of views, you are able to do so. Just let me know so I can provide you with our little Banano image that you see over here above the score. And just give us a shout out real quick. Only requirements to stream your POV. Huns versus Britons. How do Huns deal with Britons? The real question.
Well, Huns kind of do have access to everything. They are a really fun civ to play for sure. Like they're, as far as Castle Age goes, they got full archers, full cavalry. And Castle Age, man, by that point, most things in this map are determined. So it's really difficult to anticipate what Huns will go for here.
I mean, I think Huns, and I immediately am in favor of being Cav Archers, but against Britons, Cav Archers don't seem that great, in my opinion.
And I
Good.
was going to say, that's two loomed vills out there walling, just so that I'm not susceptible to monkey damage.
Speaking of monkey damage, monkeys will battle it out here, and Canni did lose some HP, so he will lose his monkey here relatively early. Elephant coming in here for Canni. Looks like he will garrison. Needs to do so again, and will not lose a bill there, although it did look a little dicey for him. Berries are back for Canni, but forward for Jabari, who's going to wall his in. Interesting. He killed the monkey, still going to wall it in.
You know, drushes, scouts, who knows, man. Always wall.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to be a drush if you're thinking this way. But nonetheless, really the only thing that I think Huns don't do well is the champion line. That's just because they're missing the upgrades for two-handed swordsmen and longswords.
Yeah, I also don't get onager.
Yeah.
Or gunpowder.
Yeah, I meant champion and two-handed swordsman, actually. Oh, your majesty. How nice of her. Nonetheless, one militia is here. Would expect he's going to build a few more before heading forward. And we'll see what he has. Jabari going to continue to initiate this wall up for himself here. And the militia will be in.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry. My wife just brought me some grapes, and she thought it would be funny to say "Your Majesty" as she gave them to me, which is actually kind of funny, you know, man.
I think it was perfectly timed. Nonetheless, the drush is coming forward here. Barry pretty much walled into the town center. Barry's only thing really susceptible here. Barry has clicked up already. Canni can click up, but just hasn't. He's going to build some more bills, maybe going for a Rush FC. The monkey has been spotted here. Rush will be known that it's coming, and Jabari will finish his walls.
Yeah, and I will say that palisade that she's building now is actually command queued, so that as soon as she finished the berries that would open that spot, she would build that wall.
Fair
If that
enough.
makes any sense, yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying. Jabari starting to shift into that focused build here for archers soon. He will be up to the fuel age about a minute and a half or so ahead of his opponent. Our Hun player is on gold, so maybe he's thinking about archers himself. Or maybe just man-at-arms, actually. He could just be going for that man-at-arms play. Archery range number 1 placed for Jabari. Won't be too long before we have more up. Canni, some interesting economy here. Saved a tree here, actually. Instead of placing the farm next to town center, just maybe using that as a straggler later if need be. And Canni just has yet to wall up here.
I think Canny realized that he doesn't need to wall. It's a very good read by him.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, especially seeing what he saw in Game 1. Save the villager working time and keep them a little bit more efficient rather than walling things up here.
Yep. He's also like a build order player, and build orders just don't include time for walling.
This is true, actually. It makes it very interesting, to say the very least. An archery range and a blacksmith going to be coming down here, but I think he's just Drush FCing this, it looks like. Looking around with the militia, maybe trying to find those archers. Bari will be a decent way away from the next stage, but he does have archers already on their way out, so be a good window for him to attempt do something in the way of damage here. We'll have another archery range, so I'm guessing this is going to be cav archers. I don't see why else you would go into archers against Britons as Huns.
I mean, skirms are good from the ranges. I mean, mixing in a few of your crossbow isn't the worst, but yeah, you definitely don't want to go for mass crossbow versus Britain.
No eco upgrades for Canni fletching on its way in here now, and militia will be dealt with as Jabari will micro forever.
Yep, that 200 ping though here, man. Like,
I feel the stutter in the recording.
Well, it wasn't stuttering, but it was so delayed that like you had to kind of close your eyes and just do the steps for stop micro. You know, like they're running when you hit stop and they're stopping when you hit run.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, it is going to be skirmisher, so he knows that you have archers out, so he's going to try to defend with skirm. He does have fletching. Really could use that upgrade for defense here, the padded archer armor, but ultimately not grabbing that just yet.
And knowing the map, I'm obviously like praying for a wood line when I scrape the side over here.
Yep, would make sense. Cav archers immediately queued behind this as well. So now will be the moment the skirms can really limit some archer numbers as best they can, but ultimately without that armor archer upgrade, they're really just going to push this away and be fortunate to get the kills that they do. Botcanero is on its way in though. Bari getting the market up, but has to... maybe you already abused the market? Nope, no market, so still a good ways away at the moment.
Yeah, but I think this is totally fine, man. When I do this 2-range archer thing, so long as I keep production up and maintain both of most of my numbers till Castle Age, I'm content. Like, it's not important to be especially competitive in the castle time. It's not important to do damage necessarily. What's important is to have that killer crossbow army when you get to Castle Age.
Yeah, forward siege workshop though instantly here. I really like this. I think this could be a beneficial move here. Jabari also taking 2 wood lines, one going to the outside lane, one has not.
Yeah, and again, yeah, excellent sense from him that it's safe to just bring a single Vil forward for a forward siege workshop.
Yeah, we didn't really touch too much about it, but all the additional resources on this map, golds, relics, are all on the outside. Uh, so players will have to chop through for late game, long term gold and stone. But for now, there's plenty to get us to the Imperial Age in the center of the map. And it is still just 2 range production of Cav Archers behind this. Some skirms left to defend just in case. But the main actions here on the front. Siege Workshop is up, and it will be a Mangonel first. I really think in this position, would have gone for a Ram first.
A ram would have done work. I'm quite far away from having anything which would deal with that. But I can't argue with the Mangonel either, especially while I'm still in feudal. The Mangonel has the potential to like land one shot on the archers and win the game.
True, true. I always favor the Ram first if you're up first, just because it will take buildings down so much faster.
Yeah, a Mangonel does like hyper one-shot feudal archers though, man. It's like so devastating. It's never worth trying to micro the feudal archers versus it either. And honestly, with the hill bonus, this Mangonel is shredding that barracks.
Yeah, it is doing good work. This is true. Battering Ram is out now, though, so we are going to see production buildings go down, a stable added behind this, and lots of crossbows with soon-to-be ballistics coming in. And already the military is very outmassed here, although the Hun military is more valuable at the moment.
Yeah, and his like army is like 50% counter unit, basically. It's a scary force. This is a nice AOE2 fight here, man. We both have armies that could plausibly defeat the other.
Yeah, but Britain range on this Mangonel going to take it out potentially, but luckily skirms are there.
Yeah, and kiting that Mangonel with 200 ping is like a
Risky maneuver.
Well, it's okay to kite it. Trying to split micro it, I don't know, dude. It's just like the olden days. People used to do it this way.
Yep, Rams are doing work here. Mangonel is getting fixed up. Cav archers are here with the Mangonel still. All the skirms, however, did go down, as now we have padded archer armor coming in. And Bari is stuck at the base here. He is not able to add TCs, and his town center might actually be in danger. But the Mangonel is exposed out here, and if it goes down, the Rams will certainly just be battered down. A nice shot there. Second Mangonel is on its way, though. Oh, that split micro you talking about there.
I mean, I'm taking some damage, but I'm pleased to just not take the big shot.
And lose the town center? You saved it just in time. And yeah, now the numbers have gone down here. Oh, Mangonel pops out at a good time, but the monk was converted. Oh, massive military losses here, actually. So that evened out this fight quite heavily.
Yeah, it's almost like a total wash. We basically both have like just a couple units here.
Yeah, I mean, literally like 3 apiece. But on the front end, this Mangonel going down could be really bad, actually. It will go down. There was a ram that came out.
A costly loss, and the TC was actually too low HP to garrison there as well.
Yep, Canni was floating, but he spent right away. Ends up getting another town center. Bunch of farms down. It is 2 TC v 2 TC. Idle TC time a little bit worse for Jabari, but all that pressure, not too surprising. Yo-Yo Dude keeps calling for 4-range production of CA. Honestly, I think CA is a good choice for him since he's already teched into some of this, but he does not have bloodlines. I don't believe does he have stable. He does not. Yeah, so he's missing bloodlines and husbandry, which is big.
I don't know about Thumb Ring either.
I doubt Thumb Ring, to be honest.
plus ballistics. But yeah, I can see Yo-Yo calling for that, man. The pro meta seems to really favor CA, and yeah, it's something that works pretty well. I don't know if it's the best choice against Britain crossbow though.
Yeah. Big moment though. The TC does go down here. There are Rams. The Rams will be cleaned up, but all in all, I mean, taking out a TC of your opponent is a big momentum thing here for him. There's
Yep.
no real military right now.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I keep talking about shift queuing. The fact that you can shift queue military units now is so huge, man. Like, the effectiveness of Rams versus ranged units is reduced so greatly by the fact that you can just take all your ranged units and shift click them on everything else now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely kind of broken, but it's not really too surprising with all the things you can do with the shift queuing now.
Always kind of ridiculous, actually, that a Ram would just, like, distract 100% of the archer fire on the battlefield.
I mean, that is the bonus for Rams, though, right? So that is like what they are intended to do.
I feel like they were intended to fight buildings while resisting arrows, not run out in the middle of an archer battle and distract every single unit.
They're there to tank fire. That's what their purpose is. Mangonel about to pop out here. 2 Mangonels here. This monk is going to convert the knight. Again, conversions have been in favor for Jabari here. Mangonel will trade off 1 for none. Oh, I almost got that shot off. It's a shame here that killing that town center really hasn't given Canni a very large economic advantage. He is shifting into a massive farming economy and will be adding a stable. Really good with that. I am on Juicy's team here. What, the Cav Archers? I love Cav Archers.
The purpose of Rams, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, yes. That's true. Yeah, but the economy behind this is really good for Canni, as he might snipe a manga now. Nope, does not quite get that. Ultimately, I think he just needs to go Skirm Knight and add some siege in when necessary. He has shifted into the Knights. He needs to chop out with this Mangonel and try to kill this before his just instantly gets pushed out. Official Noobs redeeming my civilization pick with his channel points. Interesting time to do that, given I am not playing. Knights trying to get conversions, eventually get 1. Looks like they'll get the second one. Monks do pay for it with their lives here. And skirms are in low numbers, but I really like how Canni's been playing this game. Two TCs behind this. We'll have 3 stables, it looks like now. 1 forward, 1 not so much. Skirm's gonna be dying to Knights here. Not really great, but is what it is. And oh, a GG comes in.
Yep. I mean, maybe it's the score swing, maybe it's the units going to his base, maybe it's just the whole vibe of the day. But I mean, it's an early GG in the theoretical sense, but I think that it's a timely GG in that he genuinely felt the game had slipped. And perhaps we also just can't discount the fact that he's a newer player. Maybe he has really strong builds, knows some attacks and stuff, but he knows himself. Perhaps he could tell that he was going to crumble, or he just like didn't have any idea for how to deal with the 20 crossbows at his base.
For sure, for sure. But the GG comes in nonetheless. We wish Canni the best with his performance, and best of luck to him in the future. Jabari here is the guy that moves on again. And we'll update that bracket in just a moment, guys. But first, a sweet farewell must occur.
I think he was. Yeah, I think that he was surprised to see his eco lead probably after the GG. I doubt he would have called it knowing.